Hello everybody, welcome back along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel and this is Transfer Update episode number 8. We are rattling through these as the transfer window picks up in the Championship. Just before we start on the deals, remember these videos are my analysis of the done deals, completed, finito, done, signed off on, contracts done, shirts lifted up, photographs taken, and some of these boys are already training. No rumours here. It's not a transfer rumours video. You can go to other channels or outlets for that. We will be giving reaction here, a little bit of insight on players, and what everyone really wants to figure out and debate in the comments, is it a good deal for the buying club, for the selling club, for the player? We hope for all three, but it sometimes does not work out that way. Today we have another big one, and again it involves Bournemouth. That is Aaron Ramsdale out of Bournemouth to Sheffield United for £18.5 million. A gigantic transfer fee, especially for a goalkeeper. I'm sure that is by miles. Oh no, Pickford. I was going to say that would be a Championship record, but I think Pickford was in the Championship when he was sold from Sunderland to Everton. Anyway, enough on that. But 22 years old, bit of a circular journey here. Put pen to paper and returned to Bramall Lane, having joined the Cherries in January 2017. So nice bit of narrative in that deal. 37 appearances for the first team. Sounds like good business to me to turn it around for a fee like that. So off Ramsdale goes. Remember, Nathan Ake has also gone from from Bournemouth for 40 million. So they are raising money very, very quickly. Remember the Athletic report in that figure, which, before you quote it in the comments, was dated for June of last year, that there was some 80 million owed in outstanding transfer payments. We don't know how much of that has been paid because the accounts won't be out just yet. But needless to say, relegated clubs always need to cash in on players unless they're in an incredibly, unbelievably solvent, comfortable position, in which case, why would they be relegated? But there you go. So Ramsdale into Sheffield United, and for our dearly departed Sheffield United fans, what does that mean for Dean Henderson? You would assume if you're dropping 18 million quid on a keeper, he's playing. So maybe Henderson's love affair with Sheffield United is over. I'm sure some Blades fans will smarten me up on that. But more money into Bournemouth, more money into the division, but more shopping that Jason Tindall, the new Bournemouth manager, has to do. Lyndon Dykes is a Ranger. Lyndon Dykes, a striker, Australian born, 24 years old, from Livingston for, we think, £2 million. So for those of us whose brains work in this way and buzz like that, does that mean some money's going to be coming in for a Bright Samuel or a Eberici Eze very, very soon? Who knows? It's a big fee for for any non-parachute team. 2 million quid nowadays is a big fee. So Dykes is a centre forward there. You can see 24, 6'2", Australian by birth. Goal machine there. I assume they're Australian teams he starts with. All the way down, and then comes over to Scotland there. Queen of the South there, 14 goals in 86. And then Livingston was in the SFPL last season, 11 goals there. Alone as well, back to Queen of the South. So he's done his due diligence, he's done his work. You would imagine he is a physical forward, being 6'2". I don't know. I've never seen the guy play. I'm just looking at the numbers here. Started the season well, already in the goals up in Scotland. QPR obviously had Jordan Hugill and Nahki Wells as lone strikers doing very well last season. So any striker going into QPR under Warburton knows that chances will be made and knows that there's opportunities to get goals. Indeed, in Wells' case, and then secure a move off to Bristol City. And Hugill, we're expecting to do a deal back to the Championship anytime soon from West Ham. That seems to be his home. But Lyndon Dykes in for QPR. As ever, get your thoughts in your comments on those deals. Ramsdale and Dykes, a couple of big ones. Charlie Good into Brentford, as with everybody nowadays who's kept their eye on Brentford. When we see Brentford bring someone in, we just assume straight away it's going to be a good signing because their recruitment's been so good for so long. So this is the Northampton Town captain, a 25-year-old centre half who played 45 games in all comps last season for Northampton. Always a good sign when you're signing the captain for somebody. The fee looks like just under £1 million from what we're hearing. 4-year deal there. Who knows? Brentford often get it right, don't they? In the centre half positions, well stocked. Ethan Pinnock and Pontus Jansson ended up at the end of the season being the first choice. You've got Jean-Vier there as well, so he comes into a good pool. Remember as well with Brentford, often a player comes in, they settle, they learn the ropes and the pattern of play. Maybe there's a loan out, probably not for that transfer fee, but what I'm saying is they don't necessarily go straight into the first team. There's development. Look at Baptiste and Fosu, the Oxford players. They're into the squad, they're on the bench. Maybe down the road they'll be the first team guys, but very good succession planning with Brentford. So it doesn't necessarily mean he goes straight into the team, but he certainly looks ready at 25. And I guess Ethan Pinnock, you wouldn't have thought would have been the starter, but he played his way in. I suppose his experience was a level up at Barnsley. So let's see, but you just assume Brentford are going to get it right, don't you? Because they have done so often. So Charlie Good in from Northampton to Brentford. Oh, Wigan, dearie me. Good signing for Bristol City though. Joe Williams arrives there, undisclosed. I've got no idea on what the fee is there. All the fees I've got from Transfer Marks, by the way. If you want to debate any of the fees, you can, but frankly, I always use the same source, and unless you can show me a signed contract and a payment plan, I don't really know whether any source is better. We never really find these things out, do we? Joe Williams, central midfielder in from Wigan. God, can I even reel off Joe Gelhardt, Jensen Weir, David Gloyer, the keeper who went out, Kiefer Moore, Che Dunkley, and now Joe. It's virtually the whole team's going to be gone, especially when you think there's still assets like Sam Morsey and Anthony Robinson still at Wigan. But yeah, sad. But anyway, let's accentuate the positive for Bristol City. That's a good player, 23 years old, definitely championship ready. Spiky old guy there. Top of the naughty step league there, 13 yellow cards and 1 red. But look at that, 40 appearances last season for Wigan. It's going to sit, you would think, as a holder or a number 8, as a bustler. Lee Johnson did like a 4-4-2 actually. You would assume Joe Williams would prefer to sit in a 4-2-3-1 with creative players ahead of him. But let's see how close Dean Holden is to Lee Johnson in terms of tactics. But you can't say fairer than that. Obviously, we don't know the fee with it being undisclosed. So I would think that that's a good deal for Joe Williams, a good deal for Bristol City, and as all of these, a bad deal for Wigan. But when you're in administration, there's not really such thing as a good deal, is there? But there you go. Norwich City complete the signing of Villarreal defender Xavi, not that one, Quintilla, I don't know the Spanish pronunciation of that. 23-year-old fullback. City will also retain the option to make the deal permanent. Throughout the course of the 20. Interesting. So that's a good deal in terms of, we've spoken about loan deals. Get that option in there like Fulham did with Bobby Reed and Ivan Cavaliero, and Leeds did with Jack Harrison and Helder Costa, and not with Ben White. I bet they wish they did with Ben White. Get that option in there. So 23 years old, left back. They've dropped in the Barcelona's famed La Masia academy there. Obviously, one would assume that you've got Jamal Lewis occupying that left-back position. He's been linked with Liverpool and Crystal Palace. Is that a replacement there? I suppose they've done the deal quite nicely, because if Lewis stays, he's only on loan and they've got an option to buy. So normal good work by Stuart Webber there at Norwich. There's the who scored look last season. Villarreal, La Liga, 17 starts there. So decent calibre player. Let's see how he converts himself to English football. Stuart Webber at Norwich and Huddersfield, certainly very, very trustworthy in terms of his recruitment. So we would assume that he will settle absolutely fine and do a good job for Norwich at left back. Remember, Norwich left back under Daniel Farke in the Championship is expected to be a very attacking, creative player as well. So needs that side of his game. Now I apologise. A couple of people called me out on this. I forgot this from the last transfer update, and would you believe I had the still of this one done? So this is a few days old. This is Uche Ikpeazu, who is going to be the Wickham. Look at that, new number 9 lands at Adams Park, and he looks like a big fella, doesn't he? Not that much bigger than Lyndon Dykes in terms of height, I guess, but looks a fine physical specimen, and that, I guess, plays into how Wickham are going to play. Nothing wrong with that. I'm making no judgments about that before anyone yells and screams at me in the comments. Gareth Ainsworth is going to want a physical presence up front, and the direct style that got them up will continue, and absolutely why not. So there he is, Ikpeazu. He's done the lower divisions there. You can see Crewe, a few loans there, Doncaster, Port Vale. Good goal scoring record for Cambridge there, 19 in 69. Went off to Hearts, and here he is now in the Championship with Wickham. And I guess the definition of a good signing is a player signed at a good fee that fits the style of play you want. I think, it's an undisclosed, so we don't know exactly what the fee is, but expect Championship centre-halves to have fun dealing with Mr. Ikpeazu and Ainsworth's Wickham next season. Another one that a couple of people had asked about, Killian Ludovic. He's in this one here, 17th of August. That one went through, so a couple of days behind here. He is fullback, wingback, right fullback, wingback, was on loan last season. Remember, one of my favourite goals, I can't remember who headed it in, Connor Chaplin possibly, but Ludovic putting in one of the best assists in the Championship last season with that half-volleyed David Beckham-esque cross there. Known to the club, bit of a no-brainer this one from Salzburg. In he comes, known to Gerhard Struber, obviously, 13 starts and 5 subs. Be interesting to see whether they go wing-back with him or whether he goes full-back or into right midfield. I think capable of all of those. You can see who scored. I've got him down as a midfielder. The Barnsley website says he's a full-back. Either way, that's probably good for all parties, that deal particularly, isn't it? So those are all of the ins. A couple of outs. I said Stuart Webber, very trustworthy. Just to point out that no good recruiters are capable of never having a bust. And there is Philip Heiser going back out to Karlsruhe. Even Brentford gave away Alfie Mawson, didn't they? Another one out from Norwich is Louis Thompson as well. So Norwich very, very much the busiest in the lead. I think Jake Jervis as well. I couldn't get any news on this one, but he's now well out of... I think he'd been released by Luton anyway, but I don't have anything on that if there's any Luton fans interested in that one. So those are your latest Championship transfers. This has been Championship Transfer Update number 8. A few plugs to give you. You can now join the Benjamin Bloom Channel Fantasy Football League there. There's the code T5QBR0. Come and join. It's just a bit of fun. I know people take it very seriously, but now going forward on the channel, there will be a video once a week, possibly likely on a Thursday or if there's a midweek round, basically prior to each Premier League game week. And that video will let you know what transfers I've done and substitutions I'll be making and who's winning, who had the best game week, and what's happening in that world. A lot of people have requested that, so a little bit of fun. Don't take it too seriously because it's Premier League. What it is a chance for us to get together as a channel and do something fun together, basically. A bit of interaction. Speaking of interaction, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. 11,451. We are growing nicely over here. Lots of stuff on the channel. It is absolutely free to subscribe. And please hit the thumbs up. I'm never going to get that right. The camera's up there and I'm sat on an angle to fit the slideshow in, and I always put the thumb off over there or something. So hit the thumbs up button. Get involved in the comments. I want to know if you support one of the teams that's just done one of these transfer deals, in or out. Let me know about the player. Give me some insight. Give me your thoughts. Just remember, I'm always banging the drum for good behaviour online. Well, not even good behaviour. Just don't be a jerk. I feel we don't do a good job of policing online as a species at the moment. Please support the channel. You can do that on Patreon. I'm trying to make it go of this full time. There is some money coming in from ad revenue on YouTube, but not enough to pay the bills or match the salary of the job that I now don't have. But we're getting there. But in the meantime, if you really want to help a fellow football lover out, please support on Patreon. The $3 tier there, they've included the VAT as well. By the way, I've been informed by Rose, you don't pay that if you're in a foreign country, so it might be $3 wherever you are, but that is pretty much just a donation. The $3 tier, the $5 tier, again they've put it up as $6 with the VAT. You will get some Patreon only bonus content. You'll get my Q&As and my vlogs. As we build the Patreon, if there is the need, I will happily add higher tiers as long as I can provide a good quality of content. So remember, that lower tier is just a donation. You do get extra stuff for the $5 tier, and maybe we'll do more down the line. Right, that is all the plugs over. That is transfer update number 8. The deals come in thick and fast. Will Bournemouth get the ball rolling? Will Norwich get the ball rolling? They've Bournemouth particularly have had money coming in, but championship to championship transfers now. Hasn't been any big deals other than Kiefer Moore to Cardiff. We want to get that ball rolling. A lot of the free agents, the desirable ones, the most desirable ones, have gone now. So things are ramping up. We are at the, 20th? Yeah, 20th of August at the moment. So a good two and a half weeks until the season starts, and then the deadline thereafter. So these videos are going to ramp up and keep going, but I would love that playlist to grow. Transfer update videos here. Every single one so far dealt with, and I'm proud of that on the channel. So hope you enjoy these transfer videos. They have been popular, but remember, the whole perk of YouTube here is you get to interact, and you can do so in the comments. So smarten me up. Let me know about these players and about these deals and what your club is doing. Thank you everybody for watching. See you on the next video. Over and out.